Hey there, everyone. Good Saturday to you all. I'm meteorologist Addison Green, and as we take a look out there on this rainy, dreary day, we are dealing with the potential of more areas to see flash flood warnings being put in place, but everyone nearly, except the Galveston Bay Area, is underneath a flash flood watch. So we're going to be dealing with scattered showers on and off, unfortunately, all day long. It's a good day to just stay inside, relax, maybe binge and catch up on some old shows perhaps, or just get some stuff done around the house, because going out there, as I can see outside of our studio right here in the gallery area, it just looks like pea soup. It just looks dismal out there, out and about. We got 68 degrees being reported currently up across the uptown area with a breeze coming on in off the Gulf of Mexico. And we are dealing with a lot of moisture in the atmosphere as we've had this good breeze coming on in off the Gulf the past several days. So we've just been pumping the atmosphere with more and more moisture over time. Now we have this slow-moving low pressure system coming on in, and it's slowly squeezing out those scattered showers and thunderstorms. So here's what you can take away from everything. Flash flood watch is up in effect through Sunday morning at 7 a.m. We're going to be tracking several rounds of showers this weekend. Most of them will come by today, but a few will come by tomorrow morning. And then afterwards, we are drying up and warming up, heading on in through Sunday afternoon and into Monday as well, where those temperatures will really feel a little on the balmy side of things. We'll show you those details in just a moment. First things first, your hour-by-hour forecast. You can see that our temperatures are not budging all that much at all over the course of the day today and through the overnight hours as well. In fact, we have many locations in the upper 60s to low 70s right now, and you're going to be staying that way throughout the day today. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will be around on and off as well, and you really are going to be hard pressed to find anywhere across the metro area where you can escape this wet weather because of this very large area of low pressure that's slowly moving in towards our vicinity. So unfortunately, any outdoor plans, yeah, cancel them out there for your day today. Get a plan B, get something to do inside, keep the family nice and safe and entertained. Tomorrow, though, you do have more of a chance of getting outside and enjoying the beautiful conditions that will eventually move on in as we start to dry up some of those soggy grounds. But that's when the temperatures start to warm on up. Mid-80s are coming our way in those afternoon hours once we start to get this area of low pressure out of town. But your day to day, yeah, cool, damp, and dreary. Here's that flash flood watch up in effect for all of these green highlighted areas. It was around the Galveston area earlier on, but it was allowed to be taken down because we're not anticipating that big time flood potential like we can see for all these highlighted areas, in which case we definitely did see already around the border of those four counties towards Wharton County, Fort Bend County, Matagorda County, and Brazoria County. We had a flash flood warning up in effect earlier on this morning. If you're watching H-Town Rush between 6 and 7, I'm sure most of you were sleeping, but if you happen to be up, we were talking about that flooding potential over that way, and that warning has been allowed to expire. We're not anticipating flash flooding, but we are anticipating that the chance for seeing any runoff from some of those areas going down to the nearby creeks, the streams, the bayous, and that's why we have an aerial flood warning up in effect through noon today, all the way up across from New Gulf down in towards the Gulf Coast area where Sweeney right here. That's the winter, unfortunately. I saw radar estimates coming on in of over 8 inches of rain that came down in that vicinity, and we can certainly see that there were many other areas that did pick up, I should say, about 2 to 6 plus inches of rain, and we're slowly starting to see this batch of moisture push up towards the north and east towards the Houston metro area. Thankfully, all the robust, heavy shower activity has slowly started to break down. Now we have more moderate to light showers. But nonetheless, it's a soggy day across H-Town, and you can certainly see that moisture is gradually pushing up towards the north and east, eventually riding up across the 59 corridor. So far, the downtown metro area has picked up about a little bit more than an inch of rain, but there was a whole lot more that fell down towards the south and west. So as you look back over the past 3 hours, we can see all that heavy shower and thunderstorm activity I was just talking about that was breaking down little by little, and then we're streaming all that moisture northward up across the 59 corridor in the form of some light to moderate rain. But also, we can see that we do have a little bit of a break in the wet weather up across towards the west, up towards El Campo, Columbus, and westward. We have overcast skies, and then I wouldn't be surprised if we're starting to see a little bit of some clearing going on right there out towards the Yoakum area, where there may be a chance, if we get that to be the case coming our way, there's a small chance that it will, we'll start to clear out maybe just a little bit of some cloud cover, allowing some rays of light to shine on down, in which case we may start to see the chance for the next round of thunderstorms to come through that may be on the strong, the severe side. There's a marginal risk across much of southern Texas with that chance out there. Forgive me for the water vapor imaging loop. This is coming in from the National Weather Service, and it's a little wonky right there, but nonetheless, we can certainly see that gradual swirl in the atmosphere right there where that upper low pressure system is sitting. But notice where it's sitting compared to the jet stream. Jet stream's all the way up towards the north. So we are not getting the chance for picking up this low and steering out of town. It's just slowly waddling up towards the east, and that's why all along the way we are bringing up moisture up ahead of it, some from the eastern Pacific, but the bulk of it's coming in right from our neighbor from the Gulf of Mexico just next door. And we can see that area of low pressure up aloft right there, swirling on in across in western Texas, and there's the jet stream that I mentioned right here, up and over. And whenever you get a cutoff low, you're underneath the influence of that system for several days. We saw that being the case yesterday through Thursday night, and that will be the case through tomorrow morning when eventually the upper low will get finally pushed out of town and we get the chance for drying on up. So let's track all of this for you because everybody wants to know, when does the wet weather wrap on up? When does the sun come back? When can we finally get the chance for stepping outside and not stepping in a puddle? I'll show you those details in just a moment. Well, let's track it all right here for you hour by hour in your future track. The upper area of low pressure located right about there, and these scattered showers and thunderstorms you see right here, there could be a cluster of some severe ones embedded right there because they'll be feeding off of that daytime heating like I just showed you, that we may be getting some breaks in the cloud deck to our west. For Houston, though, it's going to be hard for us to do so. We're keeping the overcast skies for the most part and scattered showers around town. As you make your way towards the 9 to 10 o'clock hour, there's still more wet weather coming our way as moisture is streaming on up from the Gulf of Mexico and making its way in towards Dallas, down towards the San Angelo area, wrapping in around the area of low pressure, which will be out there towards San Antonio later on this evening. As we move forward in towards tomorrow morning, now we can start to see the area of low pressure starting to approach our vicinity. It'll be right about here, just outside the Bryan College Station area. We're right up ahead of that low pressure. We may kick off one more round of scattered thunderstorms that may be on the strong to severe side. Timing is going to be between 6 to 8 a.m. I'll be right here on H-Town Rush during that time frame talking about that cluster of thunderstorms coming on through, so hopefully you can join me. And as we take a look out there towards the north and east, that's when we can be seeing bands of showers and thunderstorms. What we're getting right now, driven over there towards the east, going right across the I-10 corridor where they're going to be coming on up across southern Louisiana. Notice though on the back end of this low pressure system, we're clearing out, we're drying out those skies. So that's some good news right there. That means high pressure is gradually moving on in. Much more favorable air masses coming our way. But unfortunately, once we get the area of low pressure to leave us, we're not going to be getting this big cool front to come on in. That's not the case, unfortunately, this time around. Instead, we're going to have more of a southwesterly breeze coming on in, which means we're bringing up warmth up this way. And because we still have the moisture hanging around, it's going to be feeling on the muggy side of things, especially once the sun comes out and starts to heat up the atmosphere as we start to make our way through Sunday afternoon, and eventually that'll be the case in towards Monday's time frame. Let's break it down for you right across our area, county by county, going on in throughout the morning hours today, where we can see this is what's going on right now. It's for areas around the I-10 corridor in the Harris County area, southward in towards the coastal areas that we are dealing with that moderate to heavy rain coming on down. Heading through 3 o'clock, another round starts to push on in from the Gulf, making its way from the southeast towards the north and west. We'll be having overcast skies in Huntsville, but scattered showers will be around in Tomball, and they get moderate to heavy the further south and east you go, going all the way down towards Galveston. By 10 o'clock, that cluster is now towards the east. Now we have another one pushing on in, coming across for Tomball, for Sugar Land area as well. Some moderate rain will be around towards the Pearland area, so keep that umbrella by your side for any Saturday night plans you may have. Heading on in throughout the overnight hours, we're going to keep the clouds around, keep the mistiness around as well. Definitely want to be a night that you have the AC on so you can sleep comfortably, or at least have a dehumidifier. By tomorrow morning, Sunday 7 a.m., here comes that cluster of very low pressure I talked about, bringing scattered showers and thunderstorms, pushing on in right across the heart of the city. That low pressure will be right about here, just outside the College Station area. We're going to be eventually seeing that low pressure system move on in towards the east. And then by the time we get towards the afternoon hours, you can see that the cloud cover is going to be few and far in between. Temperatures warming on up, mid to even upper 80s coming on in as we have a southwesterly to southerly breeze coming on in. So keeping the mugginess around, but now you're adding in warmth and just kind of feeling kind of steamy out there from time to time. But on top of what we've already seen so far, radar estimates have been roughly about 2 to 8 inches of rain so far over the past 12 hours. We could pick up an additional 1 to 3 inches of rain as we make our way in through the day today, in towards tomorrow morning. Notice those higher values are around Harris County and down towards the south and east. So from Tomball down in towards Angleton, maybe picking on up on average half an inch to an additional 3 inches of rain. But it's places like Angleton, Pearland, down across towards Brazoria County especially that we do need the rain. A lot of those areas are experiencing some really big time drought scenarios going on, especially in that red highlighted area, extreme drought. Yeah, right down towards the Bryan Beach area, Angleton area as well. So they're getting that rain, just hopefully it's not coming in all at once where we're talking about some big time flooding concerns over that way. But I wouldn't be surprised, we get this updated every Thursday coming on in from the Climate Prediction Center, that we start to see a lot of these colors being taken down because of that much needed beneficial rain coming on in this weekend. So unfortunately, we're not having a great weekend to enjoy our days off, but we are getting some much needed rain around town, which as we know, we're going in towards the summer months. We want that vegetation to be nice and healthy, not dry and parched, and you got to talk about fire concerns. So here, going through your 7-day forecast. Today, kind of a washout. Showers, thunderstorms, temperatures on the cool side. By tomorrow afternoon, the morning showers are gone. We're going to be seeing some sun come our way. Temperatures are on the rise. Now we get out there towards Monday. Yeah, 91 degrees coming in and potentially for a high. Bear in mind our average high this time of the year is roughly 83 degrees or so. So we're kicking it up nearly 10 degrees. But look at the feel like temperatures, getting up into the mid-90s. I wouldn't be surprised if some spots get into the upper 90s because all that mugginess is still around, but now we're adding in more heat, especially with the sun shining on down. It'll certainly heat up the atmosphere during the morning hours. Making our way finally in towards Tuesday afternoon, we have a weak, I don't even want to say cold front, hence cool front coming on in, where it will bring us some scattered showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon hours. But then temperatures, they go down, not by much, but every little bit counts. But definitely the moisture content in the atmosphere will wring out a good amount of it as we head on in through Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday as well. So the first half of the upcoming work week, not the greatest. Second half, certainly much more favorable around town, especially if you have any outdoor plans. The ground should have been dried up by then, and we'll get the chance for going outside and enjoying that sunshine coming on in. So we just have to wait a few more days before we get in towards that time frame, which does include, of course, Cinco de Mayo out there on Wednesday. In case anybody joined me midstream or just jumping on in right now, I'm going to start the show and just kind of give you an abbreviated version of what we just went over with. So looking outside right now, I don't have to tell you how it looks out there. You can see right here for yourself in case you don't want to get out of your bed, perhaps you're just watching this on your phone. We have temperatures sitting in the upper 60s with damp, dreary conditions around town. We have a breeze coming on in off the Gulf of Mexico, which means we're increasing that moisture content, so it does feel very muggy out there. But good news is that we are not dealing with that big time potential of seeing strong to severe thunderstorms, but any storms that do come by, like this morning, will run into that risk of possibly seeing some flash flooding concerns. And up across Matagorda County, Brazoria County, Wharton County, Fort Bend County, there was a flash flood warning in effect where it just rained continuously for about an hour plus or so, and they picked up radar estimates about 2 to 8 inches of rain in some spots. So here are your weather headlines going throughout this weekend, where once the rain starts to wrap on up, that flash flood watch gets taken down. We'll dry up going in towards Sunday afternoon, and then we'll see our temperatures really rise up as you go in towards Monday afternoon as well. And if you're thinking maybe I can squeeze in a quick walk or jog outside, maybe I gotta go run some errands out there, I can dodge the raindrops, well, here you go. Hour by hour throughout the next 20 hours. It's gonna be hard pressed to do so. Just keep the umbrella by your side. Bear in mind, you may get a moderate downpour here and there across the metro area, but we're not seeing widespread, massive, heavy rains coming on down. This is not a tropical system. This is not a stagnant storm off our coastal areas. This is just a very slow-moving, stubborn area of low pressure from the west heading east, giving us these rain chances throughout the day today. And as you go forward in throughout this weekend, we do see our conditions improving as you make your way in towards Sunday afternoon. So that's going to be the best day, the best time to get out and about and try and enjoy your weekend. Flash flood watch is up in effect, all the green highlighted areas through 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you're in any of those usual flood-prone spots, you know the spots I'm talking about, any of those low-lying areas, any areas near any bayous perhaps, just kind of steer clear of them so that way you can avoid any potential flood concerns that you may have. Because you're driving on some of those roadways, yeah, you may have a high-profile vehicle and you see some standing water and you go, oh, I can just drive through that. You don't know what lies beneath the surface. There could be a piece of wood with a nail in it that could maybe puncture your tire perhaps. There could maybe be a big indentation or maybe a big pothole in the roadway. You don't know. All of a sudden, now your car is submerged halfway. You just never know. That's what we always say, the motto: turn around, don't drown, because you don't want to run into any situation where now you're calling 911 because you need to get picked up and need to get rescued. Here is that area of flood warning over the area that did have the flash flood warning earlier on this morning, so it's not as severe as it was several hours ago, but nonetheless, in this green highlighted area, all those heavy rains that came down on all those lands now slowly starting to drain on in towards some of those low-lying areas. So that's why it's just an aerial concern right here through the 12 o'clock hour, through lunchtime, where places like Sweeney picked up over 8 inches of rain. Most of that came through in roughly about a 2 to 3 hour time frame over the past 12 hours. Down across the 59 corridor, passing on in towards Wharton, there was some really big time heavy rains coming over that way. But as we have seen over the past several hours, this moisture is gradually pushing up towards the north and east, but it's also slowly starting to break down, and we're not seeing any of that robust heavy thunderstorm activity like we did see earlier on this morning. For the most part, it's just moderate to light rain with only a few thunderstorms popping on up down across portions of Brazoria County. That's about it. Up towards the Brazos Ports area and up towards areas across eastern Matagorda County. We are gradually clearing on up towards El Campo, up towards Columbus with just overcast skies, maybe some mist going on. Up across towards the Yoakum area, look at that. Maybe actually stepping outside, you can see some rays of light shine on down. That's good news for now. Get a chance to get a break from the wet weather, but bad news in terms of the chance for seeing some possible strong to severe weather. I didn't have a chance to show you this graphic earlier on. I forgot to put it in my show. I can go ahead and jump to this just to show you that chance for seeing some possible strong to severe weather out there. It's on the low end of things, but nonetheless, we have seen low severe weather days being even a big issue. This is a 1 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center, so it's a marginal risk that we consider right here in the weather world. We're going up across from Del Rio to Austin, right here through Houston, and up across portions of central Louisiana. We have a chance for dealing with, on top of the heavy rain, also some gusty winds and maybe a little spin up here and there. Not really anticipating any large hail, any baseball-sized hail, but no, it's more or less the wind issue, and maybe some of those storm cells happen to show a little bit of some signs of rotation, in which case we may start to see some possible tornadic activity, maybe a possible tornado warning placed here and there. Like I said, very few and far in between that actually does happen. Nonetheless, there's still that chance, hence they put that alert out there. And as you make your way in towards Sunday, now we have just portions of the Houston metro area through the morning hours being underneath that 1 out of 5 risk concern, but it becomes more of an issue towards the east if you're heading over that way, or if you know anybody heading towards New Orleans, for instance, up towards Hattiesburg, Jackson, Mississippi. They have a 2 out of 5. That's a slight risk for severe weather, in which case gusty damaging winds, possible tornadic activity is a little bit on a higher chance, and also maybe even some small hail as possible going through those afternoon hours for Sunday. Meanwhile, to the west, we get the chance for drying things up and clearing things out. So that's some good news right there as we're trying to salvage the weekend ahead. And I'll leave you with, I should say, the 7-day forecast, of course, where after we go through this soggy Saturday today and through a little bit of a stormy start to your Sunday, we'll start to see that sun come back across our area. Temperatures will be on the rise. Average high this time of the year, just write it right here for you, 83 degrees. So we're going to be seeing our temperatures going a little bit above average as you go through Sunday afternoon, but then really warming on up, heading in through Monday afternoon, hitting a high of 91 degrees. And that comes in after a steamy start today of 71. And then when you add in the humidity and we add the sun shining on down, the heat index starts to become a factor, feeling perhaps around 96 degrees. Don't worry though, it's short-lived. We're not seeing a widespread heat wave building on in. I mean, we are just entering the beginning of May. This is not going in towards, beginning of July. But as we make our way in through Tuesday, we do have a weak, I don't even want to say cool front coming on in that will kick off scattered showers and thunderstorms, but it will finally squeeze out the majority of this moisture around town. So as we go through Wednesday, it'll be downright pleasant out there for Cinco de Mayo. Temperatures will be near average for both the highs and the lows, so that's some good news right there. And we'll keep that good weather around hanging on in for the rest of the work week ahead. Thursday, Friday, both days I may add are looking pretty good. Definitely stay right here on your local channels, right here, KHOU Channel 11, I should say, for any more updates coming on in throughout the day today. Meteorologist Blake Matthews will be back in later on this afternoon through the evening hours as well. And don't forget, keep that app handy with you. Get those push notifications turned on so that way you can be notified if any of these storms come through for the day today that are possibly having a warning being put in place on them, and they're coming in towards your vicinity. So that way you can be kept on alert. All right, make sure you do check back on here later on today with more updates. See you guys.